Hello world, I'm John.
And I'm Kyle.
We're gonna, what was it? What do we do next?
I don't know what we
I don't
did.
remember what we did next.
Something that you could cut to be like, check it out or something.
Okay, we're gonna try it again. Okay. We gotta look for a second so I have enough to edit.
Okay.
Hello world, my name's John.
And I'm Kyle.
I'm a musician.
And I'm a visual artist.
Together, we make things. Tonight, we make Guy Wolf. Kyle, who's Guy Wolf?
Guy Wolf is a werewolf biker.
Awesome. What's the game plan?
So the game plan is that first, you're gonna see me take that idea and try and create the visuals for it. So for the visuals, we're using inspiration from cartoons we watched growing up. Cartoons like Batman the Animated Series and the X-Men cartoon.
Excellent. You know, the X-Men had a cool theme song. Guy Wolf will have a cool theme song. Let's check it out. Kyle, we're looking at some pencils.
That is indeed what those are, yeah.
Did you use those pencils?
I did. Here's actually me using these pencils right now.
Fantastic. No, so walk us through here a little bit, buddy. What are you doing? What do you got going on in your process?
Okay, so when I start the idea process, like drawing and trying to find what I like, I usually like using actual pencils, markers, things like that, and working with my sketchbook because it helps me to start really general. Like everything that I'm putting down is not like a final line. I can kind of mess with shapes and I can mess with like silhouettes rather than trying to put down a line that's final every time that I do something.
Okay, I got you. So this is a way for you to kind of generate some idea without having too much permanent.
Right, yeah, there's no real pressure here to come up with a finished piece. Right now I'm just kind of like thinking in my head, okay, I'm making a hero character. What would his silhouette look like as far as like posture? How's he gonna look standing? How's his weight distributed? Just weird things like that I can just kind of work generally. And then if it's not working, I can bail on it really easily.
Okay, I got you. Now, in this process with working with this guy, was there anything that kind of tested your current skill set?
Yeah, I actually discovered drawing this that I had not only no idea really how to make a werewolf, but let alone just like draw a wolf from imagination, like a wolf face. So I had to actually look at, pictures of wolves' faces online and figure out how could I like generalize this, cartoonize this, like illustrate a face that looks like this.
So now, since I'm not the sketch artist, since I'm not the visual artist in this equation, I come at it from a layman's perspective.
Right.
But the way that I imagine would be that you want to find out what areas you want to humanize. Is that what the key here is?
Yeah, it's because he has to be like a character that you're drawing has to be relatable, and people relate to each other mainly through the eyes. So if I make a wolf look too much like an actual wolf, it's not going to be as relatable as a character with thoughts and emotions like a human if it has just wolf eyes. So I have to try and find a way to make that more humanized, while I also don't want to lose the fact that he's an actual wolf, because that is, a big part of his character.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
It's given the name.
Right.
Okay, I can dig on that. So when do you feel like you can tell your sketch or your work or your project is ready for the illustration phase?
Once I get a good basis for the shape, the style, the overall form, then I can take it from my sketch pad and actually bring it into a program on my iPad so I can start coloring it and making more finalized lines. Even the lines I'm making here, I don't necessarily feel like married to, I'll still make changes and if something's not working, I can still tweak it. But
I could imagine that maybe once you started to add certain lines and certain boldness and certain colors, that perspectives might start to become skewed.
Right. So like even in here, you start seeing something they call line weight, where The thicker a line is, the closer it looks to you, and the thinner it is, the further away it looks to you. That's when I start worrying about more specific things like that.
Okay. And then boom, there it is.
There he is, yeah. Guy Wolf.
Man, that's pretty cool looking.
Stride the motorcycle.
Oh my gosh, what's happening now?
We just dive right in here.
We went straight full bore right into tuning the instrument of destruction. This is my, we were just looking at my baritone Squier guitar. It's a bass 6, it's a 30-inch scale, 6-string electric guitar. Thing absolutely rips. It looks like Darth Vader. Love it to death. So what you see on your screen now is me tweaking the amp tone. But so when we're thinking about Guy Wolf and I'm conceptualizing this, what I was coming up with was like a raw, kind of an old school guitar tone. And so I went and grabbed on my Line 6 amp modeler, I went and grabbed an old Marshall amp. It's the modified JCM 800, and it was a sought-after amp at one period in time for like a lot of the classic metal bands. So I kind of wanted to give it a more raw sound, which gets a little more throaty, a little less saturated, if I could describe it in any way, where you feel really connected to the playing. And so when I picture that biker, it has that kind of old-school aggressive guitar tone. So here I am jamming, and this is typically how I approach a project a lot of times. When I'm given a task, I like to try to have fun with the instrument first and jam around. And so you see me plugging around and using a lot of pentatonic patterns. Somehow here I got pinch harmonic ADD.
I don't mind it.
It was fun. And then Meshuggah riffs started to come out of me for no reason. But this is the process. Kyle liked a low note. You're like me, you like the caveman notes.
Oh, yeah, it just makes me happy.
Yeah, so I hit some of those lower notes. But yeah, so I kind of just jam it out. I like to have fun with my instrument, and that helps me when I get into the mode of actually creating and writing. So what you see me here is like auditioning different riffs, recording stuff, going into my DAW, my digital audio workstation, making sure my levels are right, EQ settings. There's just presets that I use in this, so I have some stuff that's pre-baked, so my projects don't take me forever. I've kind of come to certain spots. If that's what you see me messing with here, just checking my presets, jamming out. Yeah. So sometimes the drumming gets out of hand. No, this is something that I consider to be, a serious musical hobby of mine. I've always been drawn to drums. It's one of the first things I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And knowing that what I wanted for the production and how I wanted this to go, that I wanted some powerful rock drums to go with some powerful rock guitar to represent this guy. And what you see me doing here is the exact same thing that you saw me doing with the guitar earlier, which I am having fun. I'm just jamming into some kind of freebie track on YouTube that I just caught my attention. And I like to just sit there and have fun with the instrument, just exactly like I did with the guitar, before I get into the trying to create. And I really just wanted to share that process. I feel like that it's very valuable. It's something that I didn't always do as a musician. And nowadays it's kind of like my go-to, man. Like I just do something that's fun.
Yeah.
And it just gets you loose. Makes you realize why you do it sometimes, that you ultimately just want to have fun.
Yeah.
And after a certain point, I recorded the guitars and the bass guitar, and I just put it to a click. And I'll do this a lot of times, not just with Guy Wolf music, not just with my own band, but if I'm trying to work on anything, I like to just jam basically drumless to my music. And sometimes I'll set my phone next to me and I'll make a little audio file or a video of it so that I can remember, okay, hey, this is what I did to kind of make, when I have to sit down because of limited cheap drum set, I don't have the money for a nice one, space, I can't record the drums yet. So I have to kind of like reference something.
Right.
And so watching or hearing myself play and then sitting at the computer and programming it tends to put a better final product. And so when all of that magic is done, you do something like this. Well, that ended up being a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think so.
Bye. I just realized we were done.